All right, we are on lesson 10.7, problem solving, represent data. How can showing information in a graph help you solve problems? Let's take a look at this picture here. Brad sees many animals at the park. How can you find how many animals Brad sees? What do I need to find? How many what Brad sees? How many animals Brad sees? What information do I need to use? Brad sees animals at the park. How can you find how many animals Brad sees? Well, we've got this picture to help us. The number of what, and what. Well, what kind of animals are there? We have rabbits and, birds and deer in the picture. So here we have our blank bar graph. Animals Brad sees, and here we have the label animals and the label for the number of animals. How many rabbits are there? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and neatly color a bar to show the 3 rabbits. How many birds? Go ahead and color your bar graphs for the birds and for the deer. Well, I'm sorry, your bars in the graph for the birds and the deer. Pause the video while you do it. Okay, how many did you get for the deer? I got 6. Is that what you got? If it isn't, double check. It's always possible that I was wrong. What about the deer? How many deer did you come up with? Well, that one's pretty easy, huh? That one's 2. Now we need to find out how many there are all together. Let's take a look. 3 rabbits plus 6 deer plus 6 birds plus 2 deer equals how many animals? Well, let's do 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 more, 9, 11. Brad saw 11 animals. It's a lot easier to read the data here than to try to count it from the big mess here, because here it's all neatly organized and here they're kind of all over the place. Using bar graphs or tally charts or picture graphs are all neat ways of organizing data to make it easier for us to work with. Whoa. All right, try another problem. Make a graph to solve. What do I need to find? What information do I need to use? Make a graph to solve. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Ed has 3 train cars. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. How many train cars does Jake have? Now, I know that sounds a little scary. It's like, wow, lots of numbers. Be careful. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. A really easy mistake to make is to go Jake 4. I'm going to color in 4 spaces for Jake. But does it say that Jake has 4 train cars? It doesn't, so don't do that. Jake doesn't have 4 train cars. He has 4 more train cars than Ed. Well, how many does Ed even have? Let's keep reading. Ed has 3 train cars. So now, it doesn't say he has 3 more than somebody or 3 fewer than somebody. It just says he has 3 train cars. So we know exactly how many Ed has. So we'll go ahead now and we'll color 3 to show Ed's train cars. Now let's go back and look at this. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. So he has as many as Ed does, plus 4 more. So he's got everything Ed has, plus 1, 2, 3, 4 more. How many is that? Jake has how many train cars? 7. Let's keep reading. Ed has 3. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. So he's missing 2 to have as many as Ed. So if we covered up 2, what would we have? Just 1. So we'll color in 1 down here for poor Ben and his one lonely train car. How many train cars does Jake have is the question. We needed to make the whole bar graph, but they just asked one question. How many train cars does Jake have? And we already answered that question. 7. Let's look at one more together. Maria has 8 dolls. 3 dolls have blue eyes. The rest have brown eyes. How many dolls have brown eyes? Well, she has 8 dolls. Where are we going to put that? There's not a space for dolls. We just have we have our eye color label and our number of dolls label. Blue eyes, brown eyes. It says 3 dolls have blue eyes. So let's go ahead and color 3 spaces here for the dolls with blue eyes. And the rest have brown eyes. Well, how many is the rest? Well, we have a total of how many? 8. And we've already used how many to make the ones with blue eyes? 3. So let's count on 3. Now how many dolls do we have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sure enough, we have all 8 dolls. And what number did we end up on? 5. So how many of Maria's dolls have brown eyes? 5. 5 dolls have brown eyes. Okay, let's look at the next page really fast. Find out about the eye color of your classmates. Write a question you can ask your friends. Well, if we're wanting to find out about their eye color, are we going to ask them, what's your favorite food? Probably not. What might we ask them instead? Man, my plastic is really stuck to my page today. There we go. What are we going to ask them if we want to know about their eye color? What is your eye color? What color are your eyes? Something like that. Let's go ahead with what color are your eyes. That's probably the way we'd most likely ask the question. What color are your eyes? Now, we're going to need a title. It says, ask 10 friends your question, make a tally chart. So we're going to need a title for our tally chart and some labels for our tally chart. What is our question about? Eye color. Find out about the eye color of your classmates. So it says eye color right here. You can just copy it. Eye color. Start with a capital letter on both words because that's how we do titles. Now, what color of eyes do your classmates most likely have? Well, just like the dolls, blue and brown are common. Blue, brown. What's another common eye color? Maybe green. Some people have kind of gray eyes. You could also, if you wanted to, just write, you could choose blue, green, you could choose gray, maybe hazel, or you could just write other. And then you'd get everybody into your chart, because if you write green, there might be somebody who doesn't have blue, brown, or green eyes, and then they just have to get left out of your chart. Other would be an option for you, or you can write one of the specific other colors. It's totally up to you. Make sure that you write your totals, and then you'll use your tally chart to change that information into a bar graph. Okay, so go ahead and get started.